Hey everyone, welcome back to Just Julia. We're back in the apartment today, and as always, Liz is behind the camera, but today she's pulling double duty because not only is she operating the camera, she's also calling the shots, right Liz?
That's right. And hey guys, it is my birthday week, so Julia has made me a special cake this year, and I'll let her describe it for you guys.
So every year, the Lombardos have a tradition where I make whatever cake they want, especially for their birthday, and it can be whatever request they choose, and I have to make it. So this year, Liz, what have you chosen?
A carrot cake with a few healthy Liz twists.
So the Liz-isms slash twists is whole wheat and a little bit of a tropical vibe.
To get that pineapple and coconut in.
First, we're gonna set our oven to 350. Then we're going to want to get our cake pans ready. So this is really important because as soon as you make your cake batter, you're going to want to put it right into those cake pans and get it into the oven. So I'm doing a 3-tiered cake today because it's a birthday cake. Birthday cakes are special and they should look really cool.
And 3 is also my favorite number.
And because 3 is also her favorite number. So we're doing a 9-inch at the bottom. Then we've got this, I think this is a 6-inch. And then we have this really little tiny one that's going to be the topper. So to prepare your cake pans, you're going to take some softened butter and just rub the inside. Once all your cake pans are greased, you're going to take some flour and you're just going to put a little bit into the surface of the pan and shake it around. So that's what's going to form your non-stick surface. You're going to do this with all of your cake pans. Once your pans are ready and the oven is preheated, we're going to move on to the star of the show, right Liz?
Mm-hmm.
Of course she's going to like the cake that has like majority vegetables in it.
I can't deny that, no.
Okay, so you're going to get 2 large carrots just like this. This makes it really easy to grate. They're peeled and we're just going to grate them on a box grater. Just like so. You don't like too much icing?
Not too much icing, but when it's cream cheese icing, then I feel like that's a different category.
She's obsessed with cream cheese icing. Anytime I make something without cream cheese icing, she's like, it's good, but you know what would make it better? Cream cheese icing. So you're gonna want to use 3 cups of the grated carrots. And it is pretty important that you measure it. If you have a little bit of extra carrots, you know what you can make? Salad!
Good idea, Julia.
Then we're also going to be adding 1 cup of crushed canned pineapple with the juice. Make sure you put the juice in, that's going to make the cake really nice and fluffy and moist. And then we also have 1 cup of toasted coconut ribbons. So you can also use the shredded coconut or whatever coconut you'd like. I like the ribboned coconut better because it's going to add some texture. And then my favorite addition to this cake, which I think is really unique, is candied ginger. So I just have some candied ginger in this form right here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to tear it up. And this is going to replace the raisins. So these are all of our wet ingredients. Now for the dry ingredients, we're going to be using our whole wheat flour. We're going to use 2½ cups of whole wheat flour. To that, we're going to add our nutmeg, cinnamon, and ground ginger, each about a teaspoon. And then we're going to be adding also a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking powder. That's all going into your dry. So in your KitchenAid with the paddle attachment, we're going to cream our butter and our granulated sugar and our brown sugar. I will post this recipe in the comment section below with all of the right measurements and quantities. The butter and the sugar is properly creamed. I started the butter at room temperature, so that makes things a lot quicker. Now we're ready to add our eggs. So we have 3 eggs here, also room temperature, which is really important when baking because that's going to make everything nice and fluffy and moist, which is what we always want with cakes. And then about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So once we've got our creamed butter and sugar, our eggs added, and our vanilla, time to add all the fun stuff. So we have our carrots, we have our coconut, and our pineapple. And we also have our ginger. So these are all going to go in together at the same time.
Can I have a piece of the ginger?
Yeah, go super spicy.
Yeah.
So now we're going to combine our wet with our dry ingredients, and I like to do this in a larger mixing bowl rather than the KitchenAid because it gives you a little bit more space. Adding our flour back into our wet mixture. I like this cake because you can eat a lot and you can get away with it being semi-healthy. Right, Liz?
That's what I tell myself.
So Liz, do you have any big birthday plans for this year?
You know what? I'm just going with the flow this year.
Okay.
That's my motto.
That's a good motto.
But I always make my birthday special, so we'll see.
We'll see.
We will see.
Okay, now we're going to divide our cakes into our already prepared cake pans. All of these cake pans are different sizes and different depths. They're going to cook at different times. So the 9-inch is going to be about 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes. And then these ones, because they're a little bit deeper, are going to be closer to an hour. So put them all in at the same time and then set your timer for 20 minutes and check every 20 minutes. Rotate the pan and you're going to know it's ready when the top is nice and firm and it has that beautiful smell and the sides have kind of shrunken away from the cake pan. Okay, so the cakes are all done. We have our 3 beautiful separate tiers, and now it's time to make our icing. So for the icing, we have 3 cups of room temperature cream cheese, and then we have a cup of room temperature unsalted butter, and then 3 cups of icing sugar. So this is a really simple recipe. All you're gonna do is put everything into the mixer.
Get it in there.
I can actually put it in the mixer. So the icing is all done. It's so fluffy and creamy. It's going to be so tasty. Okay, so we have our piping bag here. We have a star tip fitted. And we're going to put half of the icing in the piping bag. And then we're going to save half of the icing for each layer and for building the cake. So that's going to be set aside with our other cute little garnishes. Now for the cake. So we're going to be cutting the 2 bigger layers in half and filling them. But the 9-inch I'm just going to keep plain because it's pretty thin and I like to just keep an easy base. And like I said, this isn't like too much frosting.
Well, it is my birthday, so maybe I can make an exception.
Maybe. Okay, so we're going to use a Lazy Susan here. And we're going to put our middle layer on top. A Lazy Susan is just a pedestal that spins, and it makes it really easy to ice cakes and to cut cakes evenly. So we have our serrated knife, and we're just going to go right in the center of the cake and gently saw while we're turning. So this is going to make sure that you cut the cake perfectly in half. See? Nice, right?
Beautiful.
Now we're going to take some of that icing to sandwich right in the middle. And then we're just going to spread that out. Just going to even that off. And then we're going to put this layer back on top. Okay? And then we're going to ice this layer. So take that excess icing and just put it right on top. That's going to get set aside until we're ready to build our cake. Then we have our little topper layer, which I've already cut in half, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay. So it's okay if it's not perfect, because we're going to be adding some more icing on top once we build the cake. So we're going to also set this one aside. Okay, so clean up the plate and I fixed the icing a little bit, and now we're gonna actually put it back onto this plate without tipping it over. Okay, success. So now we're done with the Lazy Susan. We're going to switch to our pedestal, which is going to be our serving plate. So we're going to be using this simple classic square white pedestal. And we're going to put our first layer of cake on. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with the Lazy Susan, but we're just going to do it only on the top layer. So we're just going to spread on that icing. Okay, now it's time to stack our cake. So we're going to be very careful here. We're just going to take our middle layer right on top in the center. And then we're going to follow with our top. Okay, so now with our icing fitted with our star tip and our piping bag, we're going to just do some little decorative rosettes here. So I'm going to start right at the top, and I'm going to do just 4 right at the top. Cute? Mm-hmm. I'm going to do the same thing with each layer, and I'm just going to make sure I space them out. So Liz, do you have any birthday wishes?
Yeah.
If you could go anywhere to celebrate your birthday, where would you go?
Oh, I would, you know what I would do? I would definitely celebrate my birthday on an airplane in like first class.
I just want to say happy birthday, Liz. You're my favorite sister, and I couldn't ask for anything more. Don't make me tear up.
Aww.
Love you lots. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Julia. Love you too.
And as always, if you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe down below, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.